What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know, including the passing of a veteran ECW/WCW wrestler, another virus outbreak in the WWE, and Halloween Havoc being affected, the reason behind Lana's burial, a referee's son threatens Roman Reigns, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now, unfortunately, we start off with some sad news, as veteran wrestler Tracy Smothers has passed away at the age of 58 from cancer. The Big Bruiser had a run in WCW as one half of the Young Pistols, and even managed to have a short run in the WWF as Freddie Joe Floyd, but he would be better remembered for his run in ECW as part of the FBI, the Full-Blooded Italians, and most recently taking part in TNA's ECW reunion show Hardcore Justice. WWE.com posted on their official Twitter account, WWE is saddened to learn that Tracy Smothers passed away today at the age of 58. WWE extends its condolences to the Smothers family and friends. We'd also like to offer our condolences to the friends and family of Mr. Smothers during this hard time. Next up, another COVID outbreak in WWE. Now, there's more bad news for the WWE, as there is apparently another COVID-19 case in the company, leading to debate whether it's an outbreak or an isolated case. Dave Meltzer was reporting there was another COVID-19 breakout of sorts at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. Details are not known other than it happened on Friday, and people who were there, whether they tested positive or negative, were asked to quarantine for 2 weeks due to contact tracing. Now, the problem, as with previous cases, is that the WWE is extremely tight-lipped about the extent of how many people test positive. This has led to wild speculation in the past, and it's likely to continue. Meltzer added, one source in WWE said nobody that is an NXT television regular has tested positive. WWE has not responded for comment as of this writing. This would be the second outbreak in as many months in NXT, as it was reported last month that there were several positive tests that led to changes in NXT programming. We'll be sure to continue following this story if there's any updates, but just last week there was talk of the Orlando County Department of Health sending its COVID strike team to possibly investigate a number of coronavirus hotspots, including the WWE Performance Center, Full Sail University, and the Amway Center, aka the WWE Thunderdome. But is Halloween Havoc in jeopardy? Our fans are wondering if and how the outbreak will affect tonight's Halloween Havoc special on NXT. According to the Wrestling Observer Figure 4 online, there may be changes due to some of the people who were asked to quarantine. There have been reports that it includes people scheduled for NXT's Halloween Havoc show Wednesday, and that aspects of the show are going to have to be changed. According to Dave Meltzer, as of now, there's still scheduled to be 100 fans at the tapings. Fans were scheduled to be tested for COVID-19 in Winter Park, Florida Tuesday night, and if they passed, they would be allowed to attend the tapings, which is the normal weekly procedure. Now, if this is accurate, the WWE doesn't seem concerned about the possibility of a COVID-19 outbreak. Next up, a referee's son calls out Roman Reigns. Now, wrestling referees don't get any respect, whether it's from disgruntled fans or wrestlers, with officials suffering verbal and physical abuse. This was seen at last Sunday's Hell in a Cell match between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, when referee Byron again tried to call the match after Roman Reigns beat up Jey Uso to the point it was doubtful Jey could compete. However, an angry Reigns threw him out of the ring, a move fans have seen far too many times and which there is no excuse for. But Reigns' actions didn't go unanswered though, as Nagayan's son cut a video on promo berating Reigns for attacking his pops and vowing revenge. By the way, did we mention that Nagayan's son River Mannix looks about to be 5 years old?
Roman! Push my dad's ring! I'm coming for you!
Obviously, it's just a cute little message, so Roman better hope he stays in shape for when River is ready to rumble. Maybe he can tag with Nicholas for some backup. Next up, Vince McMahon's next big project. An interesting story is developing concerning recently returned WWE superstar Lars Sullivan, with Dave Meltzer noting on the Wrestling Observer Radio that the Freak is in for a major push. And I mean, there's nobody, but when you're talking about one guy that they're elevating, Lars Sullivan, that's the guy. There's no doubt Sullivan is getting a solid push, but how long will this continue? Vince McMahon's habit of giving a wrestler a huge push only to get bored of him or her is legendary, and fans have to be wondering whether Lars Sullivan will be the next big thing that flops when McMahon finds a new project. What do you guys think will happen with Lars's push? Equally interesting is what Sullivan's rise to the top means for other single wrestlers on SmackDown. There's been talk of Biggie being given a shot as a single star, but what happens when he faces off against the Freak? Also, how many opponents can Sullivan face before he hits a roadblock? After all, Roman Reigns is the Blue Brand's top heel, and there doesn't seem to be any sign that his Universal Championship reign is going to end before WrestleMania 37. Next up, the wild and wacky wedding on Impact. Wrestling weddings are well known for all sorts of craziness breaking out, but Impact Wrestling set a new standard for outrageous storytelling. Now, in case you didn't see it, here's what happened as wrestler Johnny Bravo and Rosemary were being married by Sinister Minister James Mitchell. When the lights went out, a gunshot went off, and when the lights came back on, Bravo was lying with a wound to the chest as Tommy Dreamer screamed "No!" like Rainier Wolfcastle in The Simpsons. Corny, well, most definitely, but it had people talking, and Impact is likely hoping the angle will bring eyeballs to next week's show. Would you guys be tuning in for that? Next up, some AEW video game news. Now, there hasn't been much news about the AEW video game, and as gamers know, video games can take years to develop. One good sign though is that AEW has apparently filed for trademark protection for a game. According to Heel by Nature, All Elite Wrestling has filed trademark for the name AEW Games with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. The trademark was filed under two classifications, including video games and another for entertainment services, specifically a website for gaming and wrestling. Next up, the reason behind Lana's burial. The WWE superstar Lana is apparently now a babyface, but the WWE seems to have a bad way of pushing her, having her put through the announcers table on a regular basis. In fact, Lana should have a segment called Table for One. According to Dave Meltzer though, some of the WWE writers such as Bruce Pritchard and Ed Koskey think that this will make the Ravishing Russian into a sympathetic babyface. However, some members of the WWE Universe think Lana's being punished for her husband Miro going on to WWE's rival AEW. What does Lana's husband think of the situation? While speaking with Inside the Ropes' Gary Cassidy, Miro said he doesn't know if Lana is being punished, but she's going out there and doing a job to perfection. Because you can see that in the ring, when she gets that time, you can see who's who, and who's been working, and who's been sitting on their asses the whole time. I'm so freaking proud of CJ, man, because she's proven that she's most likely the most talented and underrated person in the whole entire wrestling community. Do you guys think WWE is burying Lana? If not, do you think getting her put through tables every week is a good way to push her character? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, WWE and AEW want to sign Thunder Rosa. A former NWA Women's Champion, Thunder Rosa, impressed AEW fans when she appeared in the promotion, and now rumors are flying out that both AEW and the WWE want to sign the talented performer. Rosa recently dropped the belt to Serena Deeb, and there's talk of Rosa being ready to sign with another company. According to Wrestling News' Paul Davis, nothing has been confirmed, but Rosa dropping the title may be a big indication that she is WWE bound, since they will require her to drop the title and to stop taking independent dates before making her WWE debut. Would you guys like to see Thunder Rosa sign with the WWE or AEW? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, did Byron Saxton come up with the New Day concept? And while Byron Saxton is comfortable calling matches, he was once a wrestler, and according to recent discussions with the New Day, he may be the man who came up with the New Day concept. Saxton recently appeared on the New Day's Field of Power podcast and discussed his time in the WWE's Florida Championship Wrestling developmental territory, and during the chat, Biggie remembered, "The plan was a faction of me, Byron Saxton and Woods when we were in FCW. We got to do it in a promo practice. We were excited about it, but it never saw the light of day on any shows. That was in 2014, which was what sparked the idea for the New Day. Honestly, if we had not done that when we were in FCW, who knows where my career would be or where Woods would be. Kofi would still be fine, I'm sure." It's been said, success has many fathers and failure is an orphan. While we may not know who came up with the New Day concept, it's proved to be one of wrestling's most enduring factions. But there you have it, guys, the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Facebook for exclusive lists, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.